Okay. Let me quickly change back to the game screen. Whoa! Let's see if it'll load. It might not load properly. Hello? Game? Switch? Hang on, hang on. Hang on. It's not coming up for some strange reason. Why is it not coming up? Do you want to fix yourself there? Yeah. I know how to fix this. Well, that normally fixes it. If I do this. Yeah, there we go. You wanna capture it completely? Oh my god. Streamlabs, please. Why is it not picking it up? Hello? Hang on. Technical difficulties are happening here. That's the wrong one. Okay, it works. But is it gonna do black screen? No, we're good. Okay. Cool. Cool. It's working. If I sit on the screen long enough, will it play the trailer again? How do we get it to play the trailer again? Matt, do you know? If I sit on the screen long enough, will it play the trailer for me? I just have to sit here in desperation. Is it loud enough, by the way? Because I have no idea. No, it's just going to the title screen. Do you want to play the trailer again, game, please? Yeah? It will? Okay. So I just sit here and touch nothing. Essentially. Well, we've got rain out in the cold here by the looks of it, but with the... I think this is what you were saying, like the backstory. You can like go if you go into Trails Coastal, you can see it in the menu. There's backstory. Do you want me to have a look at that, by the way? Just wait, it'll come back on. Okay, cool. Here we go. Alright. Trailer time. I saw the cat. Cat has a lot of explaining to do. I mean, according to this, like, everybody's fine. But still, reckless classmates. They're Thanks, guys. Is that Lugram Castle? It is? It looks like it. Liking the new outfits, man. There's Misty. Cool. Okay, before we get into the game, is the sound fine? Is the sound okay? Because it could be louder for me if I'm being honest. Is the sound okay? Do you guys want it to be turned up a little? Because I might actually turn it up for myself. Because it is a bit low. Where is it? There it is. Just I'm going to turn it up to like 1920. Actually, no, we'll turn it up to 22 and see how that sounds. Okay, let me know if that's too loud now. How are we doing on sound? Backstory. Oh, we get to actually see the title screen. Okay, cool. I get to go through this. Don't turn, but turn yourself up. I don't have that option. Oh, turn it up for myself. Okay. You got you. Thank you. I can. You see, I can control the volume on my my headset. If it's too loud for me, I can just turn it all the way down and it won't turn it down for you guys. Which is nice. Alright. Enough goofing around, shall we? Before we go in, is there any options? We got memories. View the game, movies, and final bonding events. Oh, right! We never... Oh, okay. To view movies and final bonding events, you will need to load clear data. Okay. Is this of the previous game of this game? That is the question. Sound effects can be turned down a little. Background music seems fine. I will turn up the voices a little bit because they're always too quiet, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll turn them up that way. Alright, are we ready to go into this? I should probably change the title. Oh shit. I should probably change the title on Twitch before I do this. Hang on. Real quick. Because otherwise, it'll be... So I just have to change it from Tales of Cold Steel 1 to 2. There we go. And... boom. Oh, look. Updated title. Like that. Magic. So the bonding events here are for this game. Interesting. Well, we don't want to look at them because we haven't even started the game yet. So we can't look at the final bonding points for this game. That would be spoiler territory. Very easy mode? Yeah, we're not going normal. We're not going normal. There's no way. Dudes, I'm in it for the story. I'll come back and do hard mode. Like, I'll New Game Plus hard mode Nightmare at some point, but for purposes of just getting through the story and stuff. Loading clear data from original game. You will be allowed specific special bonuses. Only clear data from Trails of Cold Steel. Yes? Right? Do I say yes to this? Can I get a confirmation? Do I say yes to this? I mean, I feel like would you say yes to this? I did think it would be cool if it carried over my stats and my equipment and stuff. Is it? So... I mean, not that it's gonna matter because it's easy mode, but still. Yes? Yes, okay, cool. And there it is! There's the clear data! Based on Ren's level, the following bonuses were received. All Seraph 100, attack plus attack 1, Seraph powder. I also received a silver emblem for reaching student rank A. Neat.
I was bewildered. I was impatient. I felt overwhelming disappointment with myself and anger at my own weaknesses.
I feel that.
Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
On my first day with Class 7, I was sitting in a room full of strangers. Now I know I'm standing among friends.
Memory
Even
lane.
with that, I've got no regrets about coming to Thor's. None at all.
Guys.
Well, you sound like a good guy to have around when the going gets tough.
But getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
Oh, yes.
Before I came to the academy, I was a Yeager. But I'm confident Class 7 is the finest Erebonia has to offer. I can't believe it! My very first class trip! We're gonna have the best time!
Millie!
You deserve the chance to earn that legacy you were talking about. To leave a light for those who'll come after.
So brilliant was my time at the academy that those feelings consumed my every thought, my every waking moment. The time I spent with my classmates was something that, in so many ways, changed me. From the strict yet kind instructors who diligently taught us, to the people we met as we traveled across the country. The time spent with them, my memories of them, were like a truly radiant light. And somewhere, a part of me thought that radiance would continue shining for ages to come.
It will! Believe! Believe in the
But
light!
all it took was a single bullet to bring everything crashing down.
Go finish your speech in hell.
That bullet sparked a fire which grew and grew before our eyes, evolving into a great flame that smothered our light in an instant.
Well played, Armbrust.
There were no exceptions. be it those seemingly never-ending days or anything else I'd come to treasure.
Resound, resound, O voice everlasting! Rend night's silent veil and reveal unto all the beautiful world!
Everything was reduced to ash.
But at the end of the day, I'm C. That's the real deal.
I still can't go over.
The crow armbrust you've known all this time.
I mean, I predicted a betrayal, kinda. I said it. Didn't I not say?
Back then,
that, like,
I still didn't understand.
I can't talk over this. I just can't.
I didn't know the pure bliss that comes from being with others, nor did I know the ache that comes from parting with them. I didn't understand what it meant to truly love someone. All I could do was endure the torment of my own sense of powerlessness and bottle up the feelings I could do nothing about. All while trying desperately to fight against that ever-burning flame.
Compared to the first game, is this game harder? I would imagine, yes. You okay, Rain? Black-haired boy. It's like, just in case you didn't play, we're not telling you who he is yet. Play the first game.
Where am I?
It's funny. Rain Schwarzer.
How did I get here?
I'm guessing the big robot flew you here.
I feel like I was fighting, and then... Am I dreaming?
Of course not.
Cat. And there it is. And there's the cat.
So you've finally woken up.
You're...
And I wish it were, but this is no dream. This is reality. Cold, cruel reality. And you're going to need to hurry up and accept that because you haven't got time to waste. His core's been damaged, which means he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you're going to need to protect yourself, Ashen Awakener.
The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, Tool. Monday.
Ashen Awakener? What are you talking about? Wait.
Yeah, can we have explanations now, please?
What's going on here anyway? What is that thing? Wait, never mind that. What are you?
Besides being a cat, and don't say you're just a cat.
Ugh, knock it off! How am I supposed to answer anything when you keep bombarding me with question after question?
Celine is cute. I like her.
You're a chosen one. Chosen by a fragment of the ancient great power.
Uh-huh.
Great power?
That's right. Those fragments were the origin of the great knights that appear in Erebonian legends. At times, they protected people from harm and disaster, while at others, they were the cause of harm and disaster themselves. And the being in front of you is one of them, a divine knight known as the Ashen Knight.
The Ashen Knight? Valmar? Wait, I remember when I called him.
You got it. You've known that name for a while by now. But he's not the only divine knight that's active. The noble faction has one under their control too. That one is known as the Azure Knight, or Dean. Remember? That's the one you fought and lost against.
The one Crow had.
Why? Why did it come to this?
Good question.
Why did everyone... Crow?
He had me fooled too. How could I have known that irresponsible playboy was the Azure Knight's Awakener? He's obviously had plenty of experience piloting it too. He must be pretty dedicated to his cause, whatever it is.
Hey, get up! You can hear me, right? Take me back to Trista! Take me back to my classmates!
You're wasting your time. His core was heavily damaged in the battle with the Azure Knight. Didn't I just tell you that? And despite that, he strained himself flying all the way out here afterwards. Even when he was barely hanging on, he prioritized your recovery over his own. You exhausted yourself during your first synchronization with him, you know.
Damn it!
Time to find out where we are, I guess.
This must be somewhere in the Isengard range, on the northern side of the Nortia province.
Huh. I'm surprised you were able to work that out just from a glance. I guess that's what happens when you're raised in the mountain. Hey, where are you going?
And we're off, I guess. Okay, well. So we have Switch Leader, Dash, everything seems to be the same as last time. Okay. You can save, yes. Thank you. Oh, about the notebook, yeah. About laws and ceremony, yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Yes, we know all this. This is the same as last time. Hi! Oh, look! Cat! Hi, cat! Hi, cat! Hi! I love the way I can push it! Oh, you follow me!
My stuff's gotta be around here somewhere.
That's so cute.
I can sense monsters nearby too. I'm gonna need to be careful.
Okay. So we're level 40. Okay. Oh, they have changed it a little bit. Yeah, I can see the menu is kind of different looking from. Wait, so we can't link with anyone. Oh, and this looks different as well. Kind of. Right. What do we have? Sir? Oh, we have literally nothing. Do we have ornaments? Oh, cool. We, kinda do. What's that? like a boot next to them. What's that? I mean... Oh, we don't have a Master Quartz? What? Also, all my slots are open from last time. I like it though. The menu is very crisp. Very nice. Look at Celine, follow me. Yay! Yeah, follow me, cat. Yeah. Okay. So you've shiny thing. Rin found his equipment. This looks like all my gear. Good thing I managed to find everything. I'd better set my Master Quartz in my orbment too. Okay? That's gonna teach me about the Arcus. I mean, I know, game. Thanks, though, I know. This is all the same. Yeah, thank you, game. I'm pretty sure that if I run into any issues, we'll out in the world. Do I have any more? No, I do not have any more quartz. That's fine. So we have sword, and boots and all that jazz. My strength was way higher than this. Excuse you, game. Yeah, I'll take that. Monster! New monster, too. That monster looks like a tough one. But, tough foe, just what I need to get warmed up. Okay. Yes, yes, thank you, game. I love that it has to teach me all the basics again.
Ha! Now's our chance. Let's get him!
Oh, hey, new battle music. Of course we have new battle music. Why
Here we
wouldn't
go.
we have... Oh, wow! Look at our new menu. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Sit!
Oh, lovely. Ow. When you, yeah, the counterattack. Uh-huh.
Let's move.
Do I have any support? No.
Ha!
No.
My turn. There! Ha!
Nice.
My turn. Sit! That's that. Let's keep moving.
Victory music is the same. Not bad. The monsters around here shouldn't be a problem if you can keep that up. No, I can do better. I need to hurry and get back in fighting form. Hey! You can now view the monster guide, okay? Monster guide, huh? Did we have monster guide in the original? I don't think I ever used it. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is... Okay. Yes.
I wonder what's going on over at the academy now.
A good question.
Hey, slow down a minute.
The cat.
Well, only one way to find out.
What's wrong, cat? Can't catch me. I'm liking this. I'm liking that the cat can now follow me. It's funny. I can't talk to you. Okay, we're not missing any treasure, are we?
If I keep going this way, I should be able to get out of the canyon.
Excuse me!
Yes, Cat?
You can't seriously be thinking of leaving him there out in the open, are you?
I guess, yes, kinda.
Hey, say something. Are you mad at me or something?
Why would I be? You only completely disregarded and overruled my decision.
Yeah, I'd say Rena's mad. Very mad. I'm also mad at you. For other reasons. But, you know.
What else was I supposed to do? If we hadn't flown away when we did, you'd be dead by now. We probably would have lost Valimar, too. If anything, you should be thanking me.
Stuck up, Cat?
Forget it. Right now, I want to focus on finding the others. If I keep going this way, I should end up on the highway at some point.
Sorry, but that's a huge waste of time. It's been over a month since all of that stuff happened back in Trista.
Ah, boy, okay. It's been a month? I mean, a few days I could see happening. A month?
A month?
Yeah.
You can't be serious. There's no way it's been that long.
Oh sure, don't believe me. Like I said, you completely exhausted yourself during your first synchronization with the Ashen Knight. And I do mean completely. There was a real chance you could have died.
What?
It's a miracle you're able to walk around like this a mere month later, and it's all thanks to him. He used what little mana he had left to heal you rather than himself. And just so you know, I've been here this whole time, watching over you. So I really don't think I deserve all of this animosity I'm getting from you.
I think you deserve all of the animosity.
This can't be. It's been a whole month since what happened near Trista? But then, what happened to the others?
Hey, wait a... Oh, for heaven's sake!
No harder, especially now considering you're playing on easy? Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, game. Can I go back up the mountain? Oh, wait. Oh, I can't use turbo! Interesting. I don't have access to turbo. It's telling me no. Interesting. Do I have to set that up in the configurations? I thought I did that already. Hey, I'm back up here. Oh, I can talk to you. The Ashen Knight is resting peacefully. It looks like it's gonna be a little while longer before his mana finishes replenishing. I don't have time to worry about him now. I need to find the others. Yeah, I'm with Reen here. Maybe I just can't turbo in this area. Maybe that's it. I don't think that's one. That one will be cut down with easy to cut down with my sword. Might be better off using using arcs.
Ha! Enemy sighted. Let's take him out.
I mean, I'm still gonna use my sword, but I guess the game wants me.
Here I go.
I guess the game wants me to use arcs, so
Yes,
I'll use
activate.
arcs.
Yeah. Too slow. Here I go. Sit! Let's move. Sit! Here I go. Ha! Okay, it's safe for now.
Okay. Heal point. What's an orbital charging station doing all here? Well, whatever. This will give me a good point to if I need to recharge. I'm guessing the game is assuming that I've never played the first one, so it's all the tutorials are going to be mostly the same.
You could really try calming down a little, you know. You could at least respond.
I could, but I'm not gonna. Hey, I got another ornament. Bird. This one looks really powerful. Still, I can't let myself, I can't let something like this throw me off. I need to hurry and get back to full, back up to speed. The stronger, the better. Hey! I'm guessing it wants me to use, my S-craft on this? I mean, do I really need
Now's
to?
our chance. Let's get him!
Yes.
Let's move.
Cool. I can't use crafts? Wait, what? I don't have S-crafts. What?
Ha!
Oh, there we go. It needs to
Here
give
we
you
go.
the tutorial? Really? Oh, hey, it's whiter than before.
Gather on my blade.
Is this any different now? A little. Overkill.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Nice. How about wraps that up? I feel like I've gotten the hang of fighting again. Now I just need to focus on getting down this mountain as fast as I can. Wait! Got a few more enemies over here. I really can't speed up things.
Hey. Hey.
Hey! Listen! Hey!
Sit! Get out of my way! Let's move.
Do I have all of it? I do. Okay, cool.
Sit! Let's move. All right, let's do this! Here I go. Ha! Let's move. Sit! My turn. Sit! Too slow!
Nice.
Let's move. Ha! I need to hurry and find the others.
This is stressful.
The cat's in... the cat's in the victory screen. That's cute. Okay, stop chasing me. Turn around.
Ha!
Oh, come on. Now we got it.
Enemies in sight. Ready to go?
My turn.
That's cute.
Second form. Gale.
Nice.
Let's move. My turn. Here I go. Sit. My turn. I need to hurry and find the others.
This is stressful.
Treasure chest. Zero bomb. It's so frustrating that I can't speed up like time and stuff. That's stressful.
Enemies in sight. Ready to go?
Here I go. Second form. Gale. Here I go. My turn. I need to hurry and find the others. I need to get my strength back.
God damn it. Alright. I think we can continue heading down the mountain.
I'd asked this before and didn't get an answer. Probably because I was bombarding you with question after question, but better late than never, I guess. Just what are you anyway? Why do you know so much about everything? And don't even think of saying you're just an ordinary cat.
Yeah,
the last time I tried talking to a cat, it did not talk back.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Totally forgot about that, didn't I? I'm what you'd call a familiar. I faithfully serve the witches of the Hexen clan and aid them in fulfilling their duties.
The witches of the Hexen clan. Okay.
Witches? As in the witches in Erebonian legend? First the Great Night legend turns out to be based on a true story, now this? I feel like I've stepped into a fairy tale.
Well, you know what they say, truth is stranger than fiction. Whether you believe me or not is up to you. I'm not going to try and convince you.
Oh, I've got no real reason to doubt you at this point. So, do you serve Emma then? Rather, does that mean she's a witch?
She's still a novice, but she is a witch, yes. My job's more to keep an eye on her, though.
We did always get the sense that there was more to Emma than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Guess we were right. But her being a witch? It's surprising. But then again, the more I think about it, the more it makes perfect sense.
What's with the goofy grin?
Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, let's get going.
Can I just... Are the voices loud enough? Do you guys want the voices louder? Turbo might not be... it might be a different button. Oh, okay, hang on. I'm pretty sure it did say, but, yeah. Where are my controls? Or not here. Let me turn up the voices once more. If they get too loud, I can always turn them back down. Sometimes it's hard to hear the voices over the music. Oh, we've totally got treasure up here. Right, what was I doing? I was, gonna look at control. Maybe it just hasn't been unlocked yet, because I'm pretty sure it was the same button as in the original, but I mean...
Get out of my way!
It's fine.
Let's move.
I'll figure it out.
Second form, Gale! Here I go! Ha! I need to make up for lost time.
Enemies in sight. Ready to go?
Let's move. Too slow. Let's move. All right, let's do this. Let's move. Ha! Here I go. There! Ha! I need to make up for lost time.
Slowly getting used to the new music. It's such a change. Like, I understand why this was meant to be one game now. Like, very much understand why this was the idea behind this being one game.
Get out of my way! My turn. Second form, Gale! Too slow! I need to hurry and find the others.
Right. We've got another heal point come up. And it looks like a boss area, so...
I hope everyone at the Academy's safe and sound. Not to mention Elise, Princess Alphen, and Prince Oliver, too. I need to take a deep breath and keep calm. I can start figuring things out once I get a little farther down.
About time.
Yeah.
Enemies in sight. Ready to go?
Here I go. All right, let's do this. Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall!
Nice.
Here I go. Sit! Here I go. Sit! I need to hurry and find the others.
Okay, we're starting to repeat lines now.
Ready to go?
My turn. Ha! Let's move. Ha! Let's move. Sit! Here I go. Sit!
Oh, come on.
Let's move. Ha! Let's move. Ha! My turn. Ha! Let's move. Sit! I need to hurry and find the others.
This is stressful.
Good point. Save? Okay.
Could it be?
I knew it! I've been here before! Master
Yep.
Ka-Fi brought me here as part of my training.
Sweet.
That's the name of your former instructor, right?
Yeah. He was the founder of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School of Swordsmanship that I follow. His full name's Master Yoon Ka-Fi, though most just know him as the Sword Hermit.
Man, when was the last time I came here? Must have been, I don't know, 5 years ago.
Long time.
In fact, if I remember right, my hometown of Ymir is only a few hours away.
Sweet.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. Wanna head there? We might be able to get there by sundown.
If we hurry, yeah? As soon as we get to Ymir, I want to try and gather information on what's been going on. What was that?
Is Valmar moving? Oh, wait, no.
It feels like it's coming closer!
It couldn't be.
What the fuck is that? Magic Knight.
It's a Magic Knight!
You know what that thing is?
They're magic golems made during the Dark Ages, and they're incredibly strong.
Lovely.
Damn it, what's one doing here?
It's here to make my life difficult.
We need to get out of here, now! You don't stand a chance against it on your own.
Maybe not. But that's not going to stop me from trying.
You idiot! You're still recovering! You don't stand a chance!
We'll see about that. All I know is that it's standing between me and everyone I care about. So if getting to them means taking this thing on, so be it!
Ren angry.
Unbelievable.
Bring it on! Here I go! All right, let's do this!
Case
Gather on my blade! Strike!
Ow.
Here I go! Ha! Here I go! Ha! Here I go! Ha! Here I go! Ha! Here I go. Ha! My turn. Sit! Let's move. Ha! My turn. Sit! Let's move. Ha! My turn. All right, let's do this! Gather on my blade!
I will never get sick of seeing this. Never.
My attacks are barely putting a dent into it.
We're doing fine. Oh boy.
We're so close to Ymir too.
I told you this would happen. Get back!
Cat can use magic.
Celine! I can't lose. Not here. Not without seeing everyone again. Elisa!
Not today, buddy!
I love that Alicia is the first person that comes into his mind.
Are those arcs?
Yeah, but where?
See you later. Cross Crusade!
Oh. Wee, bye. Have fun at the end of the mountain there, pal.
Are we safe?
For now, I guess.
Who did that? Reen!
I recognize that
Reen!
voice. I also recognize that voice. Hey!
Whew! Made it without a second to spare.
Nice.
Good to see you're still in one piece.
I'm so glad we hurried. I don't want to even imagine what could have happened if we weren't in time. You aren't hurt, are you?
Your Highness? And Toval.
Okay, I can't turn the voices down. They're too loud.
Reen, stay right there! Please, tell me you're all right.
Yeah.
You look so exhausted. Who's she?
Elise? It's really you. I feel like I'm dreaming.
No.
I never would have expected you to come all the way out here.
Reen, please! There's no need to speak right now. Save your strength. We'll take you back to Ymir just as soon as we've seen to your injuries.
I'm just so glad you're all right.
No.
But how did you know I was here?
Nope. And collapse.
As my consciousness began to fade, I heard a distinct voice resound at the back of my mind.
Uh-huh.
A voice with all the gravity of steel, and yet a strange sense of familiarity, of warmth.
Mm-hmm.
And as I listened, I could feel myself being beckoned towards the Wheel of Fortune.
Dost thou desire the power?
Oh, jeez. We're back to this again, do we? Are we? Oh, hey! Intro. Alright. It begins. Toa's got a gun! Celine. I have to admit, Celine is cute. So cute. Crow! Time to meet all the bosses you'll be fighting. Like these guys. This dude. Oh. Are we gonna fight Lecter? Is Lecter a bad guy? Also, Rufus? Duke Carnine? Trails of cold steel. Tor! The next day...
Where am I now?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Ymir. Cat!
Celine! This looks just like my room.
Probably is because it is.
I knew it. I'm back in Ymir.
I finally get to see what this town looks like. Woo!
I'm finally back home.
Neat.
My memories are kind of hazy now, but I think that means everything that happened in the mountains.
Why'd it get so cold all of a sudden?
Sorry, Cat.
Oh, you finally woke up?
Yeah, just a second ago. How about you? Feeling better after a cat nap?
I guess. I slept more than I meant to, actually. You're awake.
Elise!
Elise! Good morning. Actually, it's probably closer to noon now, isn't it?
No.
Elise?
Oh, I'm so happy that you're awake. You don't know how scared I was. There was all that chaos in the capital, and then we lost all contact with you. We had no idea where you were. I'm just so relieved.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for worrying you so much, Elise.
No, you don't need to apologize. I knew that somewhere out there you were all right, and that you'd come back safe. Welcome home, Rean.
It's good to be back. And thanks.
see our two little lovebirds are as twitter-pated as ever. Pardon? Good morning, Reen. And to you as well, Elise.
Hey there. Just swinging by to see how you're holding up.
You're here too, Your Highness? I'm really not dreaming then.
Oh, you're so silly, Reen. I would have thought the warmth of your dear sister pressed against your chest was proof enough of that. Your Highness, please!
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad you're up. How are you feeling? Still sore? You've been fast asleep since we brought you back here yesterday.
I don't have any serious injuries, at least, but I doubt I'd be able to say that if you hadn't come when you did. Thanks, Toval.
I suppose I owe you my thanks, too. That art of yours didn't come a moment too soon.
You're both very welcome. I just didn't want to give these two young ladies anything to cry about.
Aww.
I see you're finally up.
Dad! Mom!
Hey!
Hello, Reen. It's wonderful to see you back home.
I imagine you have plenty of questions running through your mind, but first and foremost is getting you something to eat. We can discuss what to do from here on out after that.
I need to get to my menu as well. Turn down those voices a little bit. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a while before I can get to my menu. Shit. Ymir, the hot springs paradise. Lady Lucia and Baron Tau Swatter. It's been a month since the so-called Noble Alliance occupied Hermder. At present, they have effectively all of the nation's major cities under their control. The Imperial Army tried to what they could to stop their advances, but the majority of their forces have already been defeated. I had a feeling that would be the case. If nothing else, at least you two are safe. We were in Saint Istria when the capital was occupied, so we were caught up in the chaos too. If it was only thanks to Toval appearing and rescuing us that we're sitting here now. What were you doing there, Toval? I got an urgent request to escort Her Highness and Miss Elise to safety. As soon as I got that, I booked it to her as fast as I could. I never turned down a personal request from Prince Oliver, you know. Prince Olivert. Asked you? Well, that explains it. He is kind. He kindly escorted us out of the capital, successfully evading the Noble Alliance's attempts to pursue us. And roughly 10 days later, we were able to reach Ymir. I'm just glad you made it here safely. Unfortunately, it appears His Majesty the Emperor and the Crown Prince Keldrick fell into the Alliance hands. The official story is that that both of them have been taken into protective custody, so they're both rumored to be safe. However, Prince Olivert's whereabouts currently remain unknown. They're not even confirming that he's safe somewhere? That's a little more than worrying. You needn't be so concerned. I'm sure he's perfectly well. He made it through the chaos in Liberal last year unharmed, as you know. He's always been the resilient one. As for Keldrick, my father and mother, I'd like to believe they're all right too. I'm sure they are, Your Highness. I'm worried about the Imperial family as much as anyone, but I don't know if you don't mind me interjecting. Green, I imagine you're probably most concerned about what happened to Trista and Taurus. Luckily for you, we managed to glean some info on that front. Please, tell me everything you know. What happened to over at the Academy? Is everyone alright? I don't think this will come as much of a shock to you, but both Trista and Tor's military academy are completely under the Noble Alliance forces' control now. They were both taken over not long after the war began. No. No matter how much I thought about it, I didn't want to believe it was true. What about the students and our instructors? Honestly, I wish I had more I could tell you. There were rumors that they resisted being occupied as long as they could, but much more than that. Try not to let it concern... Try not to let concern get the best of you. It's too early to presume the worst has happened. I'm with Lord Schwarzer here. On the contrary, some rumors would suggest the opposite. What rumors? Word has it that a number of students and staff are unaccounted for. The noble faction is still trying to find them. Then that means that some of them managed to escape. Well, rumors are rumors. Still, your classmates and Sarah have more than gotten their feet wet at this point. I can't see them being taken down easily. The odds are pretty good if you ask me. What do you say? What say you? What can I say? I would have to agree. Celine? I can't tell you where she is right now. But Emma's still alive. That's guaranteed. You can tell? I'm her familiar, so we've got a link of some kind between us. If anything were to happen to her, trust me, I'd know about it. All I know is she's alive, though. Nothing else. How peculiar. Anyway, there's no point in assuming the worst when there's every chance that it hasn't happened. So try keeping the faith, alright? Think of it this way. They're probably just as worried about you as you are for them. And yet, here you are, safe and sound. You've got a point, actually. Safe and sound you may be, you may very well be, but you're hardly in peak condition. Take this chance to stay home for a time and recover your strength. And while you're here, why not pay everyone a visit? The whole village has been eagerly awaiting your recovery. It's true. I think they'd all be delighted to see you. And if you like, I'd be happy to accompany you. Thanks for the concern, Elise, but I'll be fine on my own, honest. That sounds like a good idea, Mom. I think I'll do just that. Alright. Menu. Give me my menu. Oh, never mind. Prologue. The Depths of Despair. Oh, we have a chapter. Dudes, we have an actual chapter. Can you believe it? It looks like Elise and Princess Elfin have already gone out. Like Mom said, it might not be a bad idea to follow suit. This could be a good chance to walk around the village and collect myself for a bit. Yeah, I will do that. Yep. All the same. Yep. Thank you, game. Menu. I am... Options. Turning down the voices. To... here? They weren't that loud.
Here I go!
Ah.
Here I go! Here I go!
This sounds
Here I
okay.
go! Here I go! Here I go! Here I go!
Yeah. That's fine. That should be fine. I can tweak it more off screen. I'd like to get it more than a chapter in, if I'm being honest. What time? Do you know I've been streaming for 10 hours and we just got to Trails of Cold Steel 2? My god. Alright, can I can leave, right? There does seem to be a quest here, but I kind of want to look around. Okay, there's more than just one quest. Okay, cool. Looks like I get to go around the entire town. Doggo! Bark! Ruff! I'm home, Bert, Sue. Being welcomed back by you really makes me feel like I'm at home again. Aww. Right, let's do the quest in here first. Oh yes, talk to Mom. Wow, that smells delicious. Wait a second. Is that pheasant stew? Your very favorite. Your father said that he wanted you to have a nourishing dinner, so he went and caught one himself. Really? I'll be sure to thank him later. Speaking of food, you've got a lot going on here. It smells amazing. Well, the circumstances may not be ideal, but it's been too long since we last dined together as a family. And ever since Her Highness arrived, it's been so lively that I feel like I've gained a second daughter. Times like these are when a mother has to put her best foot forward, don't you think? Really are the perfect mother. Even in times like these, that you're right here, ready to warmly welcome us home with open arms. I can't see that ever changing. If only I were half as good of a son as you are a mum. Aww. Mum, is something wrong? It's not true at all. And I had no idea what was going on with you and your sister. I was worried myself sick. At times it felt as though my chest was going to burst from it all. But believing that you two would come back to me safely was the key to keeping myself together. With that in mind, I could focus instead of getting this house ready to welcome you both home. Mom. Whatever doubts you may have about your place in this family, as long as you're in this house, you are our son. If you're ever feeling down or afraid, you can can always find comfort in my arms. And then once you've found the strength to keep going, you can pick things back up right where you left them. Thanks, Mom. I actually feel a lot better now. No. Well, look forward to dinner tonight. And make sure you work up a good appetite for it, alright? No worries there. Alright, who else is in this house? We have upstairs. Talk to Dad? Talk to Dad. Hi, Dad. All the Empire cities are now under the control of the Noble Alliance. They've been so focused on those, they haven't had time to deal with frontier regions like ours. Thankfully, that means Ymir hasn't felt the full impact of the Civil War yet. It does seem that way. I was relieved to see little changed. A nice snowfall that's the only real difference compared to my last visit. By the way, I see you chose not to join the Noble Alliance. Is everything alright on that front? Well, I had never wanted anything to do with the Noble faction to begin with. There's always the chance they'll try and invite me to join, but I'm confident I can talk my way out of it. I'm a little concerned that I can't get in touch with that I can't get in touch with Viscount Sedge. However, you can't. Something happened over in the Graham? Or maybe even on the Courageous? I'm afraid I couldn't tell you. But it's Viscount Shred we're talking about. He'll be fine. Regardless, I'm trying to make sure that we're as well prepared for anything. Especially since our duties have expanded to sheltering Her Highness. That's true. The Alliance has already has His Majesty and the Crown Prince, so it's safe to assume they want the Princess Elfin as well. Dad, let me know if there's anything I can do to make your job easier. I'm more than happy to help. Of course, I'm sure I'll be counting on you in the days to come. Still, start with trying not to rush things. You shouldn't have to jump to thinking, you shouldn't have to jump to thinking you need to shoulder more than your fair share of responsibility. There's only so much burden that one person can bear. Do you really think I'm shouldering too much? Admittedly, those are Master Kafai's words, not mine. But they'll get across what I want to say well enough. And whether I think it or not, 'tis a good chance for you to get some well-earned rest. I want you to make the most of it, alright? Sure, thanks, Dad. This is nice. Ah, I see you're a gun dude. Cool. Out we go. So we have Tavern the Phoenix Wings. I don't know what that is. We've got a store here as well. Oh, hey. Can we go in here? This is the Schwarzer family stable. Okay. But I can't use it. Okay, cool. I can't see my horse. Damn it. Shop. Oh, hello there. You wouldn't believe who's been coming in here lately. Well, maybe you will, but none other than Princess Elfin herself. She's the sweetest little thing. The way she looks at you, her smile. I wish I could hug and squeeze her. Never let go. Well, don't call her anyone. Don't call her the one of the country's greatest treasures for nothing, I guess. They certainly don't. Don't worry. We'll keep her as safe as can be. Shop. What can we buy? Puppy watch. I mean, I can't buy much. Hey, we have books again. Sweet. Oh, I actually have stuff now. I mean, kind of. I got new material. Hey, I'm glad you came over. You've been the talk of the town ever since you came back. I'm just sorry that I had to come back under these circumstances. Sounds like everyone was pretty worried about me. How's the shop been? I can't imagine it's been all that easy running it with the war going on. You've got that right. Getting goods in the has been a real nightmare lately. I'm getting enough in for everyone in the village, though, so don't you worry. You've caught me at the right in the middle of taking stock, actually. If you got time to shopping, you can come back later. Sorry. Oh, of course. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I appreciate that. Okay, I can't shop there yet. Cool. Green, you're up! Hey, Luke. Sorry for worrying you. But as you can see, I'm perfectly fine now. Are you sure? You always say you're fine, but you're not when you're not. I can go and ask Lisa for some medicine if you need it. Well, I guess I do feel a little dizzy. That's probably more from sleeping too much, though. I mean, I slept inside a Divine Night for a whole month, after all, you know. Talk is about getting your beauty sleep. I've been hearing about the Divine Night since you came back, but it still blows my mind that it actually exists. Whatever. At this point, take it easy, okay? Elise isn't going to be happy to see you. It isn't the only one happy to see you back home. Thanks. It means a lot to me. Yamir House. I'm not gonna talk to everybody. I do kind of want to look around, though. Hey, Toval!
If you've come to thank me for saving your butt again, save it. I'm just glad I made it in time. Princess Elfin and that sister of yours are the ones you should be talking to.
Yeah, I can tell. I really do appreciate you coming for me, though. I was pretty far out from town, so I didn't think anyone would find me. Just goes to show what bracers can do, I guess.
About that. I wasn't actually the one who found you.
You weren't?
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you, then they just hung up. Didn't even say who they were. I figured it couldn't hurt to go take a look, and sure enough, there you were.
Uh-huh. Who would do that?
That's strange.
I don't trust it.
I wonder who it was.
Wish I could tell you. I couldn't even recognize their voice. Nah, that's not really true. It was kind of familiar. Maybe. Whatever. No use dwelling on it.
I will dwell on it.
Right now, we've got bigger problems to tackle than mystery callers. There's the war, for starters.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Have you and the rest of the guild been doing much?
Well, we've been trying. We're pretty limited on what we can do, partly because we've all been split up since the war broke out. I don't even know if any of the others in Erebonia are okay, Sarah included.
It sounds like things have gotten even more serious since I was away.
Sure has. Not even regular civilians have been able to escape being affected by it. As it stands, the Noble Alliance has the overwhelming advantage, but the Imperial Army's showing no signs of surrendering to them, particularly in a few regions across the country.
I see.
Oh, and another thing you might hear. We've been getting reports of a few Yeager corps taking part in the war too, even members of Ouroboros.
Ouroboros? That secret society?
That's the one. Yeagers being employed here in Erebonia is nothing new, but there's way more of them here these days. As for Ouroboros, they're probably just trying to stir up trouble of their own. It's what they do best. Then there's the fact that Erebonia isn't the only place with problems right now. Crossbell's full of them too. There's so much to freak out about these days, it could drive you insane.
I feel that.
Sorry, you've got enough on your plate without me dumping all this on you, huh? Try saving all those bad thoughts you got piling up for another day, okay? You need to focus on relaxing. You can decide what you want to do after that.
Sure. Thanks, Toval. You're probably right. You're just a fountain of good advice, huh?
I've just got a few years' worth of life experience on you, that's all. Oh, and while I'm giving you good advice, why not take a dip in the hot springs? Could be a nice way to clear your head.
It probably would. Hasn't let me down before. Maybe I should pay a visit to the Phoenix Wings later.
Oh, the Phoenix Wings is a hot spring. Okay, cool. View character tab in notebook. Okay. I have a new section of my notebook. Right, so we've got Yamir Valley? Oh god. I keep trying to go fast when I can't.
Oh, here you are, Elise. Wasn't expecting to find the two of you together.
Well, it's quite cold outside, so I thought I'd come and give Celine some warm milk.
No.
I keep telling her that she doesn't need to go out of her way for me, but she won't listen. The steam here is plenty to keep me warm. Oh no, that wouldn't do at all. You saved my brother's life. At least allow me to try and make your stay here in Ymir a comfortable one.
Celine saved my life? And when exactly did this happen?
I told her nothing of the sort. I keep trying to tell her it's not true, but she won't believe a word I say. Is something the matter?
Nope, not a thing.
I'd really rather you didn't act like I saved his life, though. Besides, if anything, I should be the one who owes you. What do you mean? Nothing. Forget I said anything. The milk's cooled down a little now, so I'm going to have some. Thank you.
Thinking back on it, didn't Elise later say she spotted a cat when she went into the old schoolhouse?
Yep. Are we finally piecing this together?
That better not have been who I think it is.
Don't give me that look. I wouldn't have let her in there if I didn't think it was safe, you know? I was desperate. You just had such a half-hearted reaction to that door, so I started getting impatient and...
I can't believe you! She could've...
She wasn't in any danger, honestly. The Guardian in there was designed not to attack people unrelated to the trial.
Sure.
It didn't touch her even when she was right in front of it, right? That's proof enough. I'm sorry, okay? I never should have done it to begin with. Emma's lectured me over and over about it, too.
You're sorry? You...
I'm not sure why you're whispering to one another, but regardless, I want you to know how much I appreciate what you did. Like I said before, I want to make your stay a comfortable one. Whatever you need, please don't hesitate to ask.
Stop spoiling the cat.
It's okay, really. And, sorry. Why are you sorry?
Well, she does genuinely seem to regret what she did. And Elise didn't come to any harm. I guess I'll let her off this time.
This time. Just this time, though.
I really do have one amazing little sister. Compared to her, I'm...
Don't be downing yourself, Reen.
She's praying so intently. Thinking about it, she must be even more distressed right now than I am.
Why, hello, Reen! You're looking rather well today. Much better than you were yesterday, at any rate.
I feel loads better, actually. Thanks. How about you? Are you managing all right here? I'm guessing life in a tiny village like this is harder than you're used to. If there's anything I can do to make things easier for you, though, don't hesitate to let me know.
Oh, not at all. I've been simply loving my stay here. The scenery is stunning. The hot springs are oh so soothing. To say nothing of your mother's spectacular cooking. I'm having the time of my life here. I almost envy Elise for growing up in such a wonderful place.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Still.
On top of all that, I was able to reunite with you here. Oh, and meet a mysterious talking cat, too. Not everyone gets to do that now, do they? I still haven't had the pleasure of meeting that Ashen Knight of yours, however. Perhaps I might have the chance once he wakes up?
Well... I realize I'm the last person who has any right to say this, but there's no need to force yourself to bottle everything up and put on a brave face. I know how worried I am about my classmates, so I can only imagine how you must feel.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm supposed to be royalty. I shouldn't be getting all worked up about something like this, but just thinking of what my family must be going through is just too much to bear. Cedric and we had a fight on the morning it all happened. I was planning to make up with him that evening, but
No. This is pain. Pure pain.
I'm sure he won't hold that against you. You'll be able to make up with him next time you see him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be sooner than you think, too. In the meantime, there's no need to force yourself to seem like being apart from them isn't bothering you. Royalty or not, no one would blame you for being worried or upset. And every single one of us here wants to do what we can to help you.
Thank you. I'm fine now. I hope I don't sound ungrateful, but I think you should be spending more time with Elise rather than me. This is your first chance in a while to spend some quality time together. I'd hate to take that away from her.
Why? I mean, it's true that she's a little more dependent on me than you'd expect for a girl her age, but that doesn't mean she needs me hovering around her all the time. Then again, she did seem more shaken up than usual. Maybe you're right. I should try and cheer her up while I still can.
That's not exactly what I meant. Oh, this is so difficult on a fair maiden's heart, I hope you know. You're just making me wish you were my brother all the more.
Yeah.
Why?
So that she could tease you. I don't know. I can't run in here. Okay, so we've got the hot springs and the valley. Let's go to the valley and we'll leave, because we'll leave the hot springs to last. Oh, it's Annabelle! Oh, this is where I get my fishing back. Okay, I got it. Fishing book, fishing rod, bait. Are you sure? Is fishing the exact same in this game? I hope so. Obtain fishing book. Yeah, I know. Okay. It looks...
This spot looks perfect for fishing.
Oh, they changed the icon. That's cool. Fish.
Huh.
Nope, it's the exact same. I mean, I'm glad it's the exact same. Why? They don't change a good thing, like.
Not bad. Huh. Not bad. Not bad. Huh.
the music.
Not bad.
Music is good. Last fish. What do we got?
Not bad.
Okay. I mean, I could go monster hunting. I mean, whilst I'm gonna make a save here just in case I wanna go around, and I might use it to sort out my issues, unless getting through the prologue will solve my issues. Like, it's possible that like I won't be able to use turbo until like after the prologue. That's a possibility. I also don't know how long the prologue is, and I mean, it's getting late. I talk to you? I do not talk to you. Oh, it's Reen. Your color is not looking half bad. If you're looking any worse, I was going to have you drink some of my new vegetable juice I've been concocting. I'm perfectly fine without it, thank you. How many new recipes have you... Oh, this is gonna unlock cooking. How many new recipes have you been... I've been creative infinite, Reen. I'm always striving to make the finest dishes in the land. Were you brushing up on your cooking skills at the academy, weren't you? Yeah, my classmates and I were cooking for ourselves at one point. Oh, wait a second. Where's my recipe book go? Did you lose it? I guess so. I had all kinds of different recipes written in it too. I had like, what, 5? I suppose at least I can do. Here, Dietex, recipe book. Thank you. Ingredients. Yes. Okay. Now we get to... Now I talk to you. Master Reed, you finally awoken. I'm amazed to see it. I was terribly worried about you. Thanks for the concern, Mr. Briggins. Although I'm perfect, I prefer if you didn't call me Master Reen all the time. Perhaps so, but you will always be Master Reen to me. May I help you with anything? Actually, I'd like to use the springs. Are they open by any chance? Why, yes, of course. As it so happens, cleaning was only finished not too long ago. You can have any or even all of them to yourself if you wish. That sounds wonderful. I might just take you up on that offer. It feels like ages since had a chance to enjoy them. The entrance is to your right. Enjoy, Master Ring. Should I go into the baths now? Maybe I should go around and let everyone know I'm okay first. They're probably worried. I talk to people, that's fine. Go inside. We're just clean. A nice warm soak, enjoying the scenery might be just what I need right now. Long day. Long stream. And it's still not over.
You really can't beat an outdoor hot spring. Feels like all the fatigue that's been building up inside me is melting away. I don't think I realized just how exhausted I was until I came in here. Still, what am I supposed to do now? Chancellor Osborne's been shot, the capital's been occupied, and now even Trista and the Academy are under the Noble Alliance's control. Then there's Crow. I was practically a joke. I didn't stand a chance against him. Even borrowing the power of something like a Divine Knight wasn't enough to fight him on equal terms. Far from it. It was hopeless from the start. I didn't realize before, but he was holding back against me the whole time. Even without that trump card of his, he could have defeated me effortlessly. And yet there was me, all happy, thinking that I'd won, right before he knocked me back with a single blow.
I mean... We underestimated him, definitely. Don't beat yourself up about it. How could you know?
If only I wasn't so weak.
No, stop it.
If only I'd been able to hold my ground. Maybe things would have been different.
Stop it. Don't beat yourself up.
Instead, I ended up running away and leaving everyone else behind.
Stop it.
There's no point in blaming how things ended on Celine or Valimar. None of this is their fault. This is all on me.
It's not your fault either, man.
Because of that, I've lost everything. I'd finally found a place where I felt I belonged, and people to share it with. And I lost it all.
Oh, Xreen. Damn, man.
I thought my life was finally gaining some direction, but now I feel totally lost again.
Reen? Sorry if I'm bothering you.
Elise, did you want to use the springs too?
I heard you were here, so I thought that perhaps I could come and join you.
I mean, I know we used to come in here together when we were kids, but we're a little old for that now, don't you think? I'm not so sure it's the best idea.
Please, we're siblings. There's no need to feel so self-conscious. And you must be exhausted after all that's happened. So I thought the least I could do was come and wash your back for you. The water's nice and toasty, huh? Truth be told, I haven't taken a dip here for some time. I'd forgotten how pleasant it was to sit here and admire the snow.
Yeah, same here. Bathing during the fall when the leaves are changing has its charms, but something about watching the snow really relaxes me. And it's plenty relaxing even without a bottle of sake in hand, despite what Master Kafai might tell you.
He's always been a heavy drinker.
I think I like Master Kafai.
To say nothing of the fact that Father can never turn down the opportunity to help him finish a bottle or three whenever he visits.
I'm sorry. You came out here because you were worried, didn't you?
Oh no, not at all. That wasn't why I came here at all. It's just that
You're not the only one. It's like everyone I meet has to go out of their way for me. It's how things have been for my whole life. How everyone feels like they have to be around me.
It's 'cause they care!
What do you mean?
It happened the day Dad picked me up in that blizzard 12 years ago. It happened the day when I lost control and scared you 8 years ago. It happened the day Master Ka-Fai cut short my years of training. It even happened only last month, when everyone risked their lives so that I, and I alone, could be saved.
That's not...
Looking back on my life, I've been too fortunate for my own good.
Oh, God.
All I've done is bask in the kindness of everyone I know, giving nothing worthwhile in return. On the contrary, I've brought nothing but misfortune to them instead. Like I'm some kind of curse.
No.
I don't have the right to be treated kindly. I don't deserve to have others putting themselves out for me.
Dude, just stop beating yourself up, please. This hurts me so.
Not when I seemingly can't do a thing to return that kindness and am too weak to fight for them when they need it most.
You're stronger than you think.
None of this should have ever happened.
Strength comes in many forms, Reed.
If I'd known it would, if I'd known things would ever become like this, then I'd never have gone to the academy to begin with.
Stop. Do you seriously mean all that you've just said?
Tell him off, Elise.
The right to be treated kindly? And who exactly decides who has that right, whatever that's supposed to be? I don't look out for you because I expect something in return or because I want you to defend me. Acts of kindness aren't debts to be repaid.
Yeah, get him.
I look out for you because I care about you, because you're important to me. And I'm sure that Mother, Father, Master Ka-Fai, your classmates, and all of your other acquaintances feel the same. So please, from the bottom of my heart, please don't say that you don't have the right to be treated kindly. Of course you do. You just don't realize it. You care so much about the people who matter to you. So why can't you understand that those people care just as much about you? Think back to that day when you were separated from your classmates. What kind of expressions did they have when you parted from them?
They... They were smiling. They all believed that we'd see each other again.
Of course it did.
That no matter what happened along the way, we'd all be reunited. And that one day, we'd move forward together as a class again, just like we did before. Maybe there's nothing wrong with feeling lost and impatient from time to time. I believe in all of them, and if they see me as worthy of their trust, then I'd like to try and believe in myself, too. We're classmates, and more than that, we're friends. So long as I keep moving forward, I'm sure that somewhere, someday, our paths will cross again.
I think so too, Reen.
Thanks, Elise. I feel like you gave me exactly what I needed to move forward.
Good.
You don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything. All I did was remind you of something you already knew. It was your time at the academy that gave you what you needed. I admit, I am a little envious of your classmates, though.
Still, I'm really thankful to have you in my life. I might not be the most dependable brother in the world, but I'd appreciate it if you kept looking out for me. And while it might be a ways away, I'll keep striving to be an older brother you can be proud of.
I'm always proud of you, you know? And of course I will. I see all's well that ends well. Your Highness?
And you've brought Celine, too.
Hope you don't mind us barging in. What brings you here? I heard that you were both here from Toval, so I thought I might come along and see how everything was going. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to help cheer up Reen? And oh, what a heartwarming sight I happened to stumble upon. Considering you were waiting for the perfect time to make your grand entrance, stumbling is a stretch.
You were waiting?
Were you listening in the whole time? Elise, have you ever known me to be so unladylike? But I see you've done a fine enough job for the both of us. Oh, the bond between siblings is truly a miraculous thing. Not only do you share an unwavering kinship, but you'll always have the tender embrace of skinship within reach. I'm so jealous.
I appreciate your concern, though. Still, Elise is one thing, but I'm not entirely comfortable sharing the springs with you, Your Highness.
Oh, come now, Reen. This is the bath. Ranks are stripped once our clothes are, as far as I'm concerned. That being said, may I join Elise in washing your back as well? This would make the perfect chance for us to finally strengthen our bond as honorary siblings. Wouldn't you agree? Your Highness, please! I'm sorry, okay?
Huh?
About, you know, things.
You know things.
I'm not exactly all that cognizant of human feelings and the like. Emma often points out as much. But thinking back, I have done some things that were probably quite insensitive in your eyes.
Look at you.
Huh?
If anything, I should be the one apologizing. I shouldn't have taken my frustrations out on you like that. Can you forgive me?
Forgive you? Why would I need to? I really don't get you sometimes.
Feeling is mutual, Cat.
What was that? That sounded like...
I know exactly what that was. It's that magic knight we ran into on the way down the mountain.
Yeah, it's not dead though. It fell down a mountain. That wasn't enough to kill it.
I had a feeling Toval's art wasn't enough to finish it off. But the fact it's still active isn't the only problem. It sounds like it's coming this way.
You're certain then that this magic knight something or other is coming here? I'm certain I can sense its mana heading towards us, moving towards us. It's still a far distance away for now, but it's getting closer by the minute. It's coming in the direction of the village behind the valley behind the village. Yeah. I thought I finished it off, but I should have made sure. I'm thinking anything could survive that fall, but anything could. It'd be one of those things. No, you did what you could. You shouldn't blame yourself. Still, why would it be coming here? My guess is that you're here. Or more specifically, because the Ashen Awakener is here. It's after Reen? So these magic knights may have something in connection with the divine knights? Well, that makes this easy. If it's after me, then I should be able to go the one to go after, go out and stop it. But you'd be putting yourself in danger. I'll be fine, and I won't let it get anywhere near the village. In a way, I have to. If it can't do this, what hope do I have of getting Class 7 back together again? Well, sounds like your mind is made up. And you appear to have recovered enough in my eyes. Alright then, I have no objections. We'll have all the villagers ready to evacuate as a precaution. Take care, Reen. Thanks, Mom. Dad? Let me come with you. I doubt I can compare to Sarah, but I ain't too shabby in a fight. Really? Thank you. I'd feel a lot better if having you around, honestly. Okay, so Tovo, Celine, you guys almost ready to head out? Actually, if you don't mind, Reen, I would like to come with you. You would? Please. It's not the opponent to be taken lightly, a fact I'm sure you're well aware of. I fully understand the dangers this will entail. Combat etiquette is imperative to calling oneself a noble, and I'm familiar with the swordsman style of the Schwarzer family. You trained me yourself, Reen. Well, that's true, but are you certain that this is what you want to do, Elise? Yes, I am. My brother has chosen his path, and as his sister, I feel as I have a duty to support him. No, not only as his sister, as a daughter of the House Schwarzer, I have every intention of doing whatever is within my power. How you've grown. Indeed, as your father, I couldn't be more proud. Take care of her, Reen. I have plenty of faith in your abilities as a swordsman, but I also think she would keep you from doing anything too rash. Dad, come on. I don't think we've got anything to worry about. She's stronger than she's giving her credit for. Like your dad says, she knows the way of the sword. She'll be pretty good at using Arcus too. She saved me and Her Highness from more than a few tough spots on the way here too, even. That she did. I'm sure she'll be capable of even more than her beloved brother at her side. But still. Hold on. Since when has Elise had an Arcus? Oh, left that fun detail out when I caught you up, didn't I? Prince Oliver gave a couple of spares, actually. And I had a hunch that these two would have a knack for them. With a bit of practice, so I showed them how the ropes on the way here. I know you're against her coming with us, but you really don't have much time. And it's pretty clear there's nothing you can say to change your mind, so I think it's time you gave up and got going. Ugh. Fine. You can come too, Elise. But if you think of doing anything that will put you in any further harm, that'll be harm's way, then you need to be promise, okay? I promise. Alright, let's get started. Okay. Toval and Elise have joined the party. Okay. Can customize battle order. Yes. Cool. Recovery. Food. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Can I form combat links? No. That is not a thing I can do yet. Okay. Cool. Alright, the search is on. The Magic Knight somewhere in this direction, right? That's right. It's very slowly coming this way. So, as long as we keep following this path, we should find ourselves face to face with it at some point. Well, the further it is, the better. We need to get... Yeah, we're gonna need to finish it off before it reaches town. Or we're in trouble. You two up for a few... Watch your step, okay? Oops. Looks like we found ourselves a monster. A fairly tough looking one, too. You can now use combat links. Okay, cool. Yes, I know how kind of... yes, game, thank you.
Ha! The advantage is ours!
Yes, thank you, game.
My turn! Second form, Gale! Now's our chance! Gotcha!
Ready to go!
Right! I couldn't be more pleased with the outcome.
Well done, Elise. Thank you, Reen. Cool, now that we've covered the basics, let's begin searching. Yes. I am... Speeds.
Are you alright, Elise?
Oh, don't worry. I'm fine.
Just warms your heart, doesn't it?
If you say so.
Excuse me? Right, so I think we've got a treasure chest over here, by the looks of it. What levels are we? Okay, so Elise is 37, Toval is 47. So actually he's 7 levels above, 5 levels above me. So, that's not bad. Hi, Cat.
Oh, chest. I wonder what's inside.
Stop following me. God damn it!
They've caught us off.
Yeah, damn. Ow!
I'm up! Try this. Fire!
Nice.
My turn. Second form, Gale!
Right! Yeah! Please, allow me! I couldn't be more pleased with the outcome.
Oh, chest. I wonder what's inside.
Sit!
Later. I am going the right way. Yep. I think grinding is a thing I will do the next chapter, some such. I don't think I need to do much grinding at the stairs.
The wind seems to be picking up.
We should hurry before the sun begins to set.
Hello? Where is the boss? Boss is up there, okay. When I get to the boss, maybe I'll make a save so that I can grind here if I need to. Finally at the halfway point. How are you feeling, Elise? Very well, thank you. There's no need to worry. You've been through so much, Shreen, especially in the recent months. And yet, you've managed to overcome it all. Climbing a mountain as small as this can hardly hope to compare. Well, if you insist, but if you need a break, there's no shame in saying so. Agreed. The monsters around here are a lot on the tough side, sure, but we can at least, last as long as we pace ourselves. We just have to keep backing up your brother. I'm here, backing both of you up too. Thank you. We're getting close to the magic night, I can sense it. But just so that you're perfectly clear, you do know you don't stand a chance against it with the three of you, don't you? Sure do, kitten. Wouldn't be the first time going up against that huge, but size isn't the only issue here. How do I put this? It's like there's something kind of strange power inside of it. It's helping it move. It does appear that we'll have to find a way to deal with that first. And I think I know the way to do it. Celine, can we go back to Valmer? I'd like to ask him for his help. If you feel that's the best option you have, then I've got nothing more to say. Just be sure you're mentally prepared by the time we get there. I'm prepared. Some kind of plan? Works for me. Let's get moving. Right.
It sounded close.
Let's get yourselves ready.
I mean, I'll save here just in case I die, but I mean, I should be fine. I should be fine. Oh. Oh, this is it. This is the monolith. Fucking death. I can't read today. This is the monument that caused all the trouble you brought up before, right? Even now, I can sense some spiritual power. And as far as I can tell, everything here is in order. I don't sense the abnormal going on either. It caused me a lot of trouble back when I was a kid, too. Oh, is this the place? I guess I'm cursed by this spot, aren't I? Green, don't be silly. That came from close by. Here it comes. How could they be perfectly fine after falling from a damn cliff? Ancient legends mention that they had the power to regenerate, but I didn't think that it held much merit. I have to stop it from reaching Yamir. Don't have anything to put yourself in danger, at least. No. Alright, let's give it our best shot.
Stay sharp, guys.
I can do this.
Elise has a thing. Cool. What do we have? Magic recovery. Heals HP, cures ailments. Nice.
Here I go. All right, let's do this!
Leave it to me! I'm up! They're off balance!
Got you! Let's move. Sit! Now!
Gotcha! Ready to go. Ready to go.
Let's move. Sit!
Assume your stance. Fragrant Garden!
Cool.
Sure thing.
Let's move.
Sure thing.
Let's move. All right, let's do this.
Understood.
Right.
Too slow.
Nice.
Sure thing.
I can do this.
Here I go.
Ready to go.
Right. There.
Time to stop holding back. This is gonna hurt! Rebellion Storm!
Cool.
Let's move. Here I go. Sit! Gather on my blade. Strike!
Please, allow me!
I'm up! Here you go!
I won't be defeated!
Oh boy.
Too slow! Now's our chance!
Gotcha!
I'm sorry, Green.
Ready to go! They're off balance! All right, let's get them!
Understood! Sit! My turn! Sit!
There we go.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Double up.
I did it!
I think we did it. Not yet. Oh gosh. How can it grow more arms? You can't be serious. Well, think he's ready? Ready enough. But it won't be able to fight for very long. Still, he's the best chance we got. Elise, Toval, stand back. Why? What for?
Heed my call. Valimar, the Ashen Knight!
What's that sound?
Am I seeing things?
Nope. Here comes Valimar to save the day.
Yeah, he's recovered enough to fend off this guy at least. Try and actually win this time, got it?
Shut it, cat.
Not a problem. I'm counting on you, Valimar. Our target's the Magic Knight right in front of us.
Acknowledged. However, operational time is limited to a maximum of 300 seconds. Caution is advised.
Sure.
So this is the Ashen Knight? I'd heard about it fighting against the Alliance forces trying to take over Trista, but wow, this is something else.
Are you really moving that, Reen?
Elise, Toval, I'll take care of this. Stay back.
Roger that. Come on, Missy. We're gonna be in danger if we stay here.
All right.
have to rely on the unarmed form this time too, but that's fine by me. Okay, here goes!
Alright. Let's do this.
Alright, you ready?
I'm about to find it as... Okay, yeah. Okay, like this. Okay. This all seems to be the same. Okay, we actually have the defend option. We only have that. Okay, cool. Good to know. Right, let's see. Let's try your body first. That's the sweet spot. Oh god, I forgot to follow up. No! It looked different!
Time! Now! Time!
It's working! Keep it up!
Time!
Okay, new form of stance. Let's try the head. That. Nope. Okay, then let's try the arms. That's the sweet spot.
That's it! Just a little more!
Let's go!
And he's done.
He did it!
Thank goodness!
Oh boy. Dude, I've officially been streaming for 12 hours. What the hell?
I think he's used up every last bit of the mana he recovered.
That was a close one.
You didn't have a weapon, and yet you still came out on top, Reen. Not half bad. Not that it means you're ready to take on the Azure Awakener. That's a ways away.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Combat efficiency demonstrated a 5% increase over the previous battle. I look forward to observing further improvement in the future.
Sure. I hope I don't let you down. I barely know a thing about you. But even then, it's clear as day that you're far more reliable than I'll ever be. Well, it doesn't matter how it happened. Fact is, we're now fighting alongside one another as both allies and friends. So don't worry. I'll do everything I can to become strong enough to draw out your full power. Strong enough to even win against Crow.
I shall await that day.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick his ass.
Reen!
Hey there. You did great, champ.
Thanks. You didn't get hurt at all, did you, Elise?
I'm fine. I'm more concerned about you. Are you feeling all right? I'd heard about what happened the last time you fought inside that thing.
I'm fine.
I'm a little tired, but that's all. I probably wouldn't have gotten off so easily if things were anywhere close to being like last time, honestly.
As I've said once before, all damage taken by a Divine Knight is passed on to its Awakener. So take that as extra motivation to continue getting better at piloting him.
Oh yeah, you did say that, didn't you? Well, I'd have to improve my piloting skills to get things done anyway. I've got every intention of getting better.
Yeah.
You're sounding a lot more sure of yourself now.
Does that mean you're feeling better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reen's back.
never better. If I want to reunite with the others, I need to keep moving forward. Sorry. I've got a feeling I'm just gonna be causing you a lot more grief in the future.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm plenty used to it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so tired.
And besides, I'd like nothing more than for you to be reunited with your classmates.
How long is this chapter?
Thanks, Elise.
I imagine it's pretty long.
You can be such a troublemaker.
Sounds like things are all wrapped up here.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh no.
can't be.
Oh, not now.
Bird. Kill the bird. Shoot it. Kill it. I mean, that one's
Rianos!
It's the bird I saw in the Capitol.
Hello there, darling. Miss me? It's so lovely to see you again, Reen.
It was nice to see you again.
Is that bird talking?
After Celine, a bird shouldn't be any more surprising, but still. You've got some nerve showing yourself, Vita. Although not enough nerve to show up in person, apparently. So what does Ouroboros' oh-so-amazing second Anguis, the Azure Abyss herself, want with us?
What's an Anguis?
One of Ouroboros' top brass.
It's nice to see you again too, Celine. And while I know of them, I can't say I recall ever being formally introduced to Reen's adorable sister or that handsome bracer with you. I'm sorry that our first meeting had to be through my familiar.
Huh?
Misty. No. I suppose I should call you Vita now. How did you know we were here?
We've been trying to find the whereabouts of the Ashen Knight for quite a while, you see. We've been searching for the past month since the Civil War began without any luck. But then we sensed an active magic knight in this area, and that was what finally led us to you.
I wasn't expecting our location to be discovered this quickly.
I got to see your battle with Crow too, incidentally. For it being the first time you've ever piloted a knight, you did rather well. If we're being objective, though, it was more akin to a tiger swatting away at a cub.
What are Crow and that Azure Knight doing now anyway? What happened to everyone at the Academy?
I'm sure they're fine, Reen.
Crow's been keeping himself very, very busy. The Noble Alliance forces see him as their little joker. They call him the Azure Chevalier now. I'm afraid I don't know anything about your classmates, though. Emma's in hiding now, too. Still, if you want to know that badly...
That didn't sound good.
That sounded like gunfire.
Yeah, it did.
Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting them to arrive so soon. It sounds like the Yeagers hired by Duke Alberea are here. I'm guessing it's only a matter of time now before Princess Alphen is taken into their custody.
Oh, fuck.
Yeagers? In Ymir?
Her Highness?
Damn it.
Well, I guess we're going back down the mountain.
I can assure you that I have nothing to do with what's happening over there.
Sure.
I think you're going to want to hurry, though. Perhaps if you run fast enough, you might be able to get back in time.
I hate you.
How dare she act like this is all some game!
Let it go, Celine. We've got to hurry.
Yeah, Her Highness and the rest of Ymir are in real danger if we don't get moving.
Yep.
Right.
Speed. Turbo speed. Down the mountain. Let's go.
I wonder which Jaeger Corps we're dealing with here.
I really hope everyone's alright.
Let's just hurry.
Oh crap, I went the wrong way.
Oh, what a splendid chest!
How did I go the wrong way? Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Bring it on! Here I go.
I can't speed up these fights. Damn it.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Leave it to me.
Missing the speed
Ready to
function
go.
so much.
Right!
Ready to go.
I can do this! Yeah! I couldn't be more pleased with the outcome.
Boom. Okay, let's go. Am I going the right way? I am going the right way. Elise, are you okay? Can't believe that you sent Yeagers to Yamir. Looks like the Noble Alliance doesn't even care that they're trying to keep up appearances anymore. That Anguis said that she had nothing to do with it, though. It's true that this kind of thing really isn't really her style. If she were to abduct someone, trust me, she'd happily enjoy squeezing the life out of them. Such a nasty spectacle would be every last drop. I suppose it just goes to show that the Noble Alliance isn't quite as united as it looks. I guess now's a good time as any to ask. Just who is Misty? I mean, Vida Clotilde. Anyway. I know that Misty, the radio host, and Clotilde, the opera singer, were both just acts. She's a member of the Hex clan, too. She's known as the Witch of the Abyss. She vanished after breaking a taboo 7 years ago. Think of her as like a sister to Emma. And that blue bird who usually with her is Ganos, is a familiar like me. A witch, a familiar? Well, I'm lost. But in short, she's related to you and Emma, right? Essentially, yes. Emma's been trying to find Vida ever since she disappeared. She had to put that on hold when her duty required her to join the academy. But how could she have missed her when she was so close by the whole time? Wait a second. Misty spent a fair amount of time in Trista going to and from the radio station building. She was popular among the students, too. And yet, all this time, all those months, you never once recognized her identity? Something off about that. Vida's likely used some form of curse to keep us from finding out. Witches are capable of interfering with the laws of casualty and the cognitive abilities of others. She probably made it so information regarding her and her whereabouts would ever reach us. That sounds so frightening. Tell me about it. It makes sense, though. She wouldn't be the only AS to know how to mess with people's cognitive abilities. Alright. That's all I need to know for now. Anyway, have you caught your breath, Elise? Yes, thank you. We can keep going. Right, let's get back to Yamir. Let's go. Oh. Oh god. Oh god.
I can hear
oh
more.
god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Why does this have to be happening?
I don't
They
like...
might just be warning shots.
Yeah.
Try and stay calm.
I mean, they could.
Are we going to make it in time?
Gotta run, gotta get there. Do I want to save? Yeah, let's make a save. Real quick. It's fine. I should have saved in a different slot. Oh god. Oh, the village is burning. That's not good.
Oh, heavens!
That must have been a while. Must be a bit before.
Your Highness, please hurry back inside the mansion and hide. Whatever may come to pass, we won't allow them to touch you.
But...
There you are. We are the Northern Yeagers, and we've entered a contract with the Kreutzen province. By the order of its lord, Duke Alberea, we are here to take you into protective custody, Your Highness.
Protective custody.
No. Auntie Lucia?
Out of the way, woman.
I ask you to leave this village at once. The Schwarzer family has historical connections with the Imperial family. So as long as I live, you will not lay a hand on Her Highness.
You got guts, if nothing else. But I'm not going to repeat myself again.
No, dude.
Our orders are that the lives of all other than Princess Alphen are of no consequence. Am I making myself clear?
Fuck.
But please don't!
Don't you dare lay a hand on them!
Who are you?
Uncle Teo!
Darling.
I am the Baron of Ymir, Teo Schwarzer, and I will serve as your opponent. Begin!
Nice.
Not all talk, I see.
The art of swordsmanship has been passed down in the Schwarzer family for generations. I couldn't hope to compare to Master Kafai or Lord Asay, but I dedicate myself to honing my skills all the same.
Clearly you're not the type of noble who sits idly by and hires men to fight his battles for him.
But I wonder how much use your sword will have if we try this.
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baron.
No!
Cowards! Have you no shame?
All that matters to we Yeagers is fulfilling our contract by any means necessary.
Oh, fuck.
Fail to cooperate, and you know what happens next.
No!
It sounded like a machine gun.
There's fire everywhere!
Damn it. Looks like we're up against some pretty high-ranking Yeagers here.
Your Highness!
Oh no. Oh boy. I don't want it. Are they dead? Oh fuck. Yeah, remember when I said I wanted Reen to lose control and I said that it would be either his family or his classmates?
Father! No!
I think Reen is about to lose it. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, pissed him off.
The hell?
Reen! No!
Yeah, don't piss off Reeds.
What the? How? Yeah.
Nice.
Reen?
Die.
Oh boy.
Whoa. He's a monster.
Reen! Reen, don't!
His eyes are really red as well.
Don't lose yourself to anger! That will only lead to a repeat of what happened 8 years ago!
Can we learn about what happened 8 years ago, please?
Elise.
He's still breathing. Your father's alive,
Oh,
Reen.
thank fuck.
Hang in there. I'll do first aid right away.
Oh.
Lady Schwarzer is just fine, too. She was knocked unconscious, but I don't see any injuries. She's okay. Auntie Lucia, stay with us! Oh, thank goodness.
Oh boy. Hey!
Are you back to normal? Reen, speak to me. Are you alright?
Sorry, Elise. I lost control of myself again.
It's alright. It's alright. You came back to me in the end. And that's all that matters.
No.
Elise, I'm sorry. I really am.
I wonder...
Auntie Lucia! Are you alright, Auntie Lucia?
Oh, thank God they're alive. Man, I would have been so bummed we just met them.
Your Highness, you're unharmed.
Heart attack avoided.
Yes, I'm fine. And it's all because of you and your family. I can't even begin to thank you enough.
Your Highness, there's no need to cry. You have the face of an angel. Please don't spoil it with tears.
No.
Well, I'm glad she's in no mortal danger. Tova, what about Father?
I've given him some first aid, but he was injured pretty severely. We should get him to somewhere he can receive proper treatment as soon as possible.
No.
Dad.
Oh.
Honestly, some people have no patience.
Oh, fuck.
Vita, you...
What do you want with us this time?
Just kill the bird.
I had some concerns about how things were over here, so I decided to come and have a look. Duke Alberea's really gone and done it this time. It's obvious that he really wants to get ahead of Duke Cayenne, but this isn't the most prudent way to do it.
You act like he's not one of your allies.
Now, there's no need to take your anger out on me. I can't undo what's already happened, but if it will help, I can at least clear up his mess for you.
What?
It's time to sleep, my children. Fall into a loving oblivion, cradled in your merciful mother's arms.
You don't know what you're doing?
A lullaby?
No. This is...
You will descend the mountain as you are, and you will report to Duke Alberea that you found nothing out of the ordinary.
Yes, Mother.
We will.
Why are you helping us? I don't trust you.
Oh my.
Unbelievable. So this is what you witches are capable of, is it?
It's the least I could do after all the trouble you've been through. Duke Alberea is unlikely to doubt what they tell him, so this village shouldn't be targeted again for a while. Although, I'm guessing a gesture like this pales in comparison to what I would have to do to earn your forgiveness.
Don't trust her.
I
don't trust
Misty,
you.
are you?
Don't be taken in by her sweet talk. She doesn't do things like this out of kindness.
She doesn't.
Targets in sight.
Oh fuck. Kitty girl. Kitty hood girl.
What?
Oh boy.
Elise! Your Highness! Shit! Was she here the whole time?
Oh my god.
Now that was silly of you, wasn't it? You should never take your eyes off the princess you're meant to be protecting.
Fucking.
As far as knights go, I'm afraid you failed spectacularly in nearly every regard.
Please, let me go! Targets apprehended successfully. Targets identified as Objective 1 and Objective 2. Mission complete.
Who are you? And what do you want? And why does that thing you're on look just like Eric Getlum?
It really does. I take it you being with her means you're an enforcer or something?
I don't comprehend your question.
She's not with Ouroboros, actually. She's a behind-the-scenes helper of sorts who was donated to the Noble Alliance by an anonymous benefactor. Think of her as yet another ally of the Alliances, much like ourselves, Zephyr, and the Imperial Liberation Front.
Couldn't ask for a more terrifying lineup right there.
If you like, you can think of me as the Wicked Witch.
I already do.
While she's the Black Rabbit guiding my steps with every adorable hop.
Stop messing around! Lady Clotilde, please give the order to retreat. There is no need to remain here any longer.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Let's be going.
Elise! Your Highness! Stop! Stop! Bring them back!
Our story is well underway. There will be many obstacles waiting for you, but struggle on and overcome them. And I'm sure that, eventually, you'll reach the stage where the Azure Chevalier awaits. Don't let me down, Reen Schwarzer.
I won't let it end this way! Hang in there, you two! I'm coming for you! I promise!
Dude, this game is not letting up. Not even a single bit. Same time, Kazakh's airspace. Oh fuck, we're still going. We're nowhere near dawn. Wait. That's the big white ship, right? That we saw.
Has something wondrous caught your eye?
Hello, look, it's Crow.
Well, if it isn't Duke Cayenne and the Azure Chevalier.
Marvelous, isn't it, Rufus? Does it not bring you joy to look down upon our land from such great heights? Especially when one considers our victory in the war that rages on it all but in our grasp.
I'm afraid I have far too much on my mind at the moment to take in such pleasures. But the war is indeed raging on, just as you say. And with every day that passes, I worry more for the people of my father's province caught up in it.
So young, and yet you've already adopted such a delightful perspective. It's clear to me now why your father holds you in such high esteem. Had I a son like you, then I too would take notice of the achievements you've curried in the war thus far.
You flatter me, sir. Green though I may be, I intend to do all in my power to carry out your will as Supreme Commander of the Noble Alliance.
Please! I am Supreme Commander, yes, but I wouldn't permit merely anyone to take the position of Chief of Staff. Rest assured, you have earned my favor. We are both equally burdened to guide this conflict to a swift conclusion, all for the good of the common people who suffer from it. If only they understood the lengths we go to for them.
Oh, if only.
And on that note, I assume you've already decided on how we will be proceeding?
At present, 60% of the nation is under our control. But on the other hand, the Imperial Army still has a full 50% of its military might remaining. The key to our victory lies in deciding how best to divide the remaining armored divisions between the East and West.
Excellent. Our Alliance forces have you, as well as the Panzer Soldats. We have General Aurelia and Brigadier General Wallace, two of the finest soldiers the provincial armies have ever seen. To say nothing of the Azure Diva and the countless other allies lending us their aid. Our victory is only a matter of time. Wouldn't you agree, Crow?
Why are you helping this douche, Crow? Why?
I wouldn't get too comfortable if I were you. Just so we're on the same page here, Divine Knights aren't omnipotent or anything. Ordine isn't going to be wiping fortresses like Corellia off the map in an instant the way Crossbell's Ion did. They're not that mind-bogglingly powerful, sorry to say.
Come now, Crow. You're so modest. Well, no matter. We needn't concern ourselves with Crossbell for the present. Gilead Osborne has fallen. No longer will we be plagued by that detestable man and his foolish ideals. However, his loathsome legacy still lives on. This great nation has been filled with undesirable pollutants as a result of him and his followers. Our primary task shall be to wash away the filth and restore Erebonia to its rightful, glorious form. A land ruled by nobles.
As you wish.
I nearly forgot. Regarding the other Chevalier, I'm in the midst of pondering if there is a way to get him to join us.
No.
And being that you're such a close friend of his, your assistance may be required at some point. Give it some thought, won't you?
I will not join
Understood.
you. Rena's going to say a big fat
You
no.
don't think it'll be quite as easy as our friend the Duke does, do you? I can see it written all over your face.
Afraid not. The army isn't the only thing we need to worry about. Not with the RMP and the intelligence division at large. Then there's the fact we couldn't catch the Crimson Wings. Whatever other potential threats piling up on the side. Plus, you know, your brother's out there too. It's way too early to be getting cocky.
My brother is no less a son of the House of Alberea. I'm expecting him to show me the best he can muster. And I don't doubt he'll come at me with everything he's got. But ultimately... unforeseen circumstances are exactly the reason we carry only the finest insurance. Are they not, dear ladies and gentlemen?
You're so right.
Feels kinda overkill having all of us on the same side.
Still, this is how wars are fought.
Whatever, so long as we get to have our fun.
Just don't forget. We're not here for you. We won't be working together forever.
Oh, but the fireworks that will spark from our partnership will be ever so beautiful.
Yeah, I guess I can help.
Point taken. I can't see anyone or anything out there having a chance against this group of monsters.
That's the idea. I leave the unseen side of this War of the Lions reenactment in your capable hands. You're up against the Ironbloods, the Crimson Wings, and the Horned Lions. With opponents like that, you needn't hold anything back. Go forth and enjoy your fill of battle.
Hey, look, it's the opening again, man. / trailer. Prologue end. Save. We'll save in a new spot. Why not? Wednesday.
The scars left on Ymir were fortunately much more shallow than anyone had anticipated.
Good.
Partly thanks to the fact that the number of assailants was relatively small, there were no fatalities.
Good.
And the next morning, everyone worked together to clean up the damages and restore the village to its original form.
Neat. You have to go after the princess and your sister.
However, My father was heavily wounded, and he had been in a deep sleep ever since.
Oh, God.
And while we knew his injuries weren't life-threatening, he would still need to be under careful watch for some time. Meanwhile...
Nice jacket.
You're set on leaving now, aren't you?
I am. I realized that with Dad unconscious, I should probably stay and protect Ymir in his place. Maybe you could even say that I've got a duty to do so as his son. But I've got something else that I need to do. And to me, that takes priority.
No.
If that's your decision, Reen, then I've no intention of stopping you. Like I said when you and Elise first left here to attend Thor's and Saint Astraea, it's a mother's duty to watch over her children and wish them well as they fly the nest.
Mom, thanks.
I'll be sure to watch over your father and this village in your absence. Do all that you can to bring Princess Alphen and Elise back safely.
Will do.
Toval, Celine, please, take care of him.
You could count on me. On my honor as a member of the Bracer Guild, I'll do everything in my power to see your request through.
I'd tag along even if he said no. It's about time we went and looked for Emma.
Thanks, you two. I'll be counting on you. Okay, Mom. We'll see you soon.
Take care, and may the goddess watch over you.
Your mom's a strong woman, all right.
She really is. I'll have to do everything I can to bring Elise and Princess Alphen back safely so that I don't let her down. No, I will bring them back.
Guess we can skip the pep talk if you're that fired up, huh? Make sure to try and repay all that support she's given you the next time you swing by here.
Speaking of next time, it's time to go. We're stopping by the valley before leaving, aren't we?
Yeah, I want to see how Valamar's doing. Once we're ready, let's head out.
You can now use quick travel menu warp to instantly... Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, let's sort the links out first. Yeah, okay, we're linked. Fine. No, never mind. I did get new stuff, didn't I? No? Just accessories. Protection against freeze and KO. Okay. I mean, this is probably a really good place to end, but it's so hard to stop playing this goddamn game. Let me get through, Right, so we have to stop off here, apparently, first. Let's do a little bit more. Oh, right. Shop. Upgrading? Sweet. These are rare quartz. can now synthesize quartz in the herbal factories. Okay. Okay. Upgrading your slots will increase your max. Oh, cool. Neat. Alright. Okay. Yes, yes. I know about that. Let me shop. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I can buy quartz. Okay, so we can, like, I was wondering, like, okay, so, and it gives you a different amount of EP. That's actually really cool. Okay, and then quartz, I can just buy. Right? But they also have upgrade potential. How do I upgrade quartz? Go. Slots. Maybe I can't upgrade them yet, but they said I can at some point. I mean, I could buy a bunch of quartz, but if I know anything, save my Seraph for later on, when I can get better quartz from better shops. So, oh, we have to.
Sure thing.
Let's move.
Oh, that brings up this menu. Okay, that's why it can't be used. So, I wonder what turbo will be on this time round. So turbo will be a different button, by the looks of it. It is. Good morning. Trading. Okay. You know, trade items. Cool. So, trade? Okay, so they literally can be upgraded. Cool. Nice. Again, later points. I'm not gonna do much of that right now. Now the way is up here. So, quick save. We are going to see Valimar. Travel to the end of the valley. The story will advance. It won't be possible to return to Mirror for a while. Okay, take off. I did save, so it's fine.
Well, here we are.
Finally getting used to walking on this snow. The Divine Knight's exactly how you left him, too.
Thankfully. It wouldn't have surprised me if Vita had tried messing with him, but he looks just fine.
Speaking of, do you have any idea what she might be after? She knows Valimar is here, but as far as I can tell, she's not interested in stealing or destroying him. For now, anyway.
It's kinda weird when you think about it. He's probably one of the biggest threats to the Noble Alliance.
I've got no idea what goes on in that head of hers. But I'd say that there's a good chance her and the Noble Alliance's goals aren't as perfectly aligned as you might think. And if that's true, whatever she's doing is probably for the benefit of Ouroboros.
You said the Anguis are the top brass in the society, right, Toval? If she's that high up, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case.
Well, whatever she wants. Can't see it being good news for us. They've been trouble all over the continent in the past. I dread to think what they've got in store here in Erebonia.
But, well, at least we've got time to stop them. Things could have ended a lot worse yesterday if not for Valamar's help. I can't even imagine the ways Ymir would have suffered if we didn't stop that magic knight. I'll need to thank him when he wakes up.
That will not be necessary.
Nope.
Whoa!
Valamar?
I suppose one night was enough for you to recover a little bit of your mana. Not enough to freely move around, though, I'm guessing.
Correct. Further rest will be required in order to return to full capacity.
Okay, get as much rest as you need. We'll call on you if anything else happens, okay?
Acknowledged.
Wow, easy enough to communicate with him, huh? Then again, I think that one Gordius-class robot could technically talk too.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, just thinking.
I sense a change has occurred in our group since I last entered a state of inactivity, confirming the absence of the waveform of one number, assuming that some form of irregularity has occurred.
Wait, is he talking about Elise?
Maybe. He appears to be aware of what's going on around him to an extent.
Valamar, we're gonna be leaving this region for a while. My sister and the princess have been taken away, and we're going to rescue them. Plus, I need to find and reunite with my classmates too. So take this chance to recover as long as you need, okay?
Classmates? I assume that this word refers to those who have aided you in overcoming the trial to become an Awakener.
Yeah, is that a big deal or something?
Valamar?
Confirming waveform locations. Excluding the Awakener of Azure, the remainder appear to be located in 3 different regions.
He can tell where they are? Neat.
All vital signs are normal.
Hold up a sec.
Does that mean you know where all of them are?
I see now. Do you remember when you overcame the trial to become Valamar's Awakener? Well, obviously, you weren't alone when you did that. You were with the rest of Class 7. And it sounds like, thanks to them being there with you, they've all been recognized as secondary contractors at the same time.
Oh! So that's how. Please, Valamar, tell me where they all are.
Detecting approximate locations using geographical database. 3 are to the southeast in the Celtic region.
3 are in Keldric.
3 are to the northeast in the Nord region.
Okay.
3 are to the south-southeast in the Legram region.
Okay.
This concludes a list of locations of all 9 secondary contractors. All vital signs appear normal.
Yep, that's all of them. That confirms my theory.
They're all okay. They're really okay.
Oh, I'm so happy. No.
I'm really happy for you. Though I sure wasn't expecting us to get confirmation of their safety quite like this.
Look at you crying away. And you call yourself a man.
Hey! Shut up, cat. I'm happy my friends are... I'm gonna have to head off, Ember. I'm glad you're liking the games. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, no worries. I won't be playing this for too much longer.
Quiet, you.
Oh, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Please look forward. I'm streaming tomorrow.
Oh, come on. You can't pretend you aren't breathing a sigh of relief right along with us. This means Emma's safe too, you know.
Oh, I for one am definitely breathing a sigh of relief.
Yay.
Still, all 3 locations are a ways away from Ymir.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Noble Alliance has got control of key locations all over the country on top of it all. On the plus side, they're all on the eastern side of the Empire, but getting to them ain't exactly gonna be a walk in Motter Park.
Oh hey, wait! Valimar, can't you use the spirit path?
Affirmative. Doing so would consume all of my current mana, however.
Spirit path?
What's that?
It's the name given to a really old means of travel. Using it will allow us to travel instantly to even distant locations.
Sweet.
Seriously?
How?
You know how there are still remnants of animism all across Erebonia, right? Well, places like that are connected to one another by spirit veins. Septium veins, in other words. And Valimar has the ability to use those veins to travel.
Yeah, that's kinda going over my head. But basically, you're saying it's like an invisible road that connects places like Legram to here or wherever else?
Exactly. The spirit path can only be used between areas where animism had a hold, though. The other drawback is that taking it will use up what little mana Valimar's been able to recover. Which means that until he's recovered enough to travel again, we won't be able to come back here.
I see. Personally, I can't think of any better options. I think we should give it a try. What do you think?
It sounds worth a shot to me. Now all that's left is to pick which place we should head to first.
Right.
Celtic,
the Nord Highlands, or Legram.
Do I get to pick?
I think Celtic is the closest to here. Maybe we should try heading there first?
Celtic, huh? I'm down. Should make a good test run for this whole spirit path deal.
All decided? Come with me, then.
Right. The monument would have ties to animism.
This seems like a good enough spot. Are you both ready?
Ready. Anytime.
Valimar, open the spirit path! Our destination is Celtic. I'll lend you all the support I can, too.
Acknowledged.
Okay.
Activating Spirit Path.
Whoa, hey! The ground's glowing!
What's this?
All right, here we go!
Sweet. Instant travel.
This is the spirit path? It's like nothing I've ever felt. It's both cool and warm at the same time. And at the end of this path, some of my classmates are waiting for me.
Who do I think is in Keldrick? Maybe Elliot?
Which ones? I don't know. But I'll find every single one of them. I'll bring us all back together, no matter what it takes.
Ashen Chronicles. Did we make it? Oh hey, I know this place. This is the nature park. Oh, so that's where we are. I knew this place looked familiar. It must be in the deepest part of the forest, though. If I recall correctly, the nature park is... nature park's about northwest of Keldrick, right? Sounds about right to me. It's been a while since I was last here. We were sent here on our very first field study. I'd forgotten how many stone monuments there were here. These vestiges of the old Azanim. Anyway, nice to see that we made it here safe enough. It's a nice spot for Valimar too. I doubt anyone will find him here. Valimar. Getting us here has used up his remaining mana. My guess is it'll be 2 to 3 more days before he wakes up again. In other words, we're stuck here. As far as I'm aware, this region's under the complete control of the Alliance, too. We need to stay alert. Well, yeah, well, no time like the present, as I say. I'll start looking at all the kinds of clues relating to my classmates. Got it. Let's, make our way out of the park then. Right, I think we'll save Keldrick for tomorrow. We're saving. Progress has been made. I'm also gonna try and mess with things off screen. Be ready for tomorrow. We've been streaming for 13 hours. I think the 12-hour stream went well. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.